Okay, Portugal is eliminating their non-habitual tax regime program. I've always told people this is a tax trap. Don't go in the program, and now they're going to be in the program. If you're already involved with the program, they're going to let you finish out your 10-year period, but that's it. Okay, it's going to be dumping into a 48% tax bracket if you still live there. Okay, now the problem with Portugal too is most people were not learning the language and they weren't getting the passport. That's number one. Number two is they were not infiltrating enough in the system, and the government was actually turning people away. Although they were putting in the number of days to qualify to apply for the passport, the government was literally turning them away, saying, hey, we look at your passport, you haven't been here enough, and they literally turn people away from getting the passport. Now, are they still continuing to do that? I don't know, because we monitored it for a while. There were a lot of complaints on that because Portugal was not going by their actual terms that they initiated. But actually, their terms said that you can apply for the passport. Didn't mean you can get the passport, okay? Didn't say you would 100% get the passport if you put in so many days per year and you learn the language. So these are the things you're going to have to deal with. My thing is, if you don't know Portuguese, don't go to Portugal to begin with. And if you're going to be getting involved with this program, don't do it unless you're going to move there. Okay. And now it has no attraction at all as far as I'm concerned. Okay. I'm going to highlight some things in international living that came out, and you can make your own decision of what you think about this. You can go to 188 countries visa-free or visa-free on arrival. Where this passport is ranked 4th in the world as far as travel documents go. But it's got a 48% tax bracket when that non-habitual tax regime program ends that locals have to pay now that you would have to pay. And the key to this is the locals don't, or the citizens don't like the difference in the taxes that are being paid, and they've voiced that to the government. You're paying little taxes for the 10 years that you're there, but then locals have to pay, up to 48%. And it definitely has bad tax laws, okay, as far as that goes. But anyway, International Living was talking about that Portugal still needs foreign money. However, that's why the country is encouraging potential migrants to take advantage of its digital nomad independent means of visa, which also give long-term residency rights. Now, instead of capital investments in property or business, these visas require holders to bring in active or passive income from abroad. Employment inside Portugal is forbidden. Part of the attraction of these income-based visas is Portugal's non-habitual tax regime, and that's also called the NHR. But this exempts foreign income from Portuguese for 10 years. And passive income such as pension payments is taxed at a concessionary rate of 10%. Portuguese source income is taxed at a flat rate of 20%. By comparison, Portuguese citizens are taxed at rates up to 48%. Now, it looks as if the NHR is under the chopping block. Prime Minister Antonio Costa announced on Tuesday that the government will end the NHR regime for new residents for 2024. It will remain in place for those who've already qualified. Costa told CNN Portugal that to maintain the measure for the future is to prolong a measure of fiscal injustice that is not justified, in addition to being a biased way of continuing to infiltrate the housing market. Now, Portuguese real estate interests have long protested that the residential visa is not to blame for the rising housing costs. Since 2012, 12,500 applicants got property-based visas, or the golden visas, but over the same time period, more than 500,000 foreigners have moved to Portugal. Most of them come from elsewhere in the European Union. So that should have no effect on these, the 12,500. But this is, some blame has got to be something they're going to pull out for purposes because they're trying to end this tax program. And, to me, it was a tax trap to begin with. But the government clearly believes that the influx of Europeans looking to take advantage of the NHR is behind the housing affordability crisis. Indeed, one of Portugal's biggest property developers says that 65% of their clients are foreign residents looking to take advantage of the NHR. Now, the big question, of course, is what will replace the NHR. If the experience of the residential golden visa is any guide, it's likely that the government will replace it with another concessionary program, maybe not as attractive as the one they've got in force now. Now, none of this means, however, that the U.S. persons who take advantage of the remaining visa categories will end up paying more in tax than under the NHR. That's because Portugal and the U.S. have a tax treaty that prevents double taxation and gives a U.S. Income tax credit for foreigners, foreign taxes that are paid. Well, that's crazy because Portugal, even under the non-habitual tax regime, if you have a local company, you're looking at still 20% versus what you're paying the U.S., so which can be double that, easily double that, maybe almost triple depending on where you're living. But anyway, folks, if you want to learn more on this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And if you want more videos like this, hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.